Have you ever found yourself paralyzed by thoughts about things that haven't even happened yet? That sinking feeling in your stomach when you imagine everything that could go wrong tomorrow, next week, or a year from now. What if I fail? What if they leave me? What if I'm not good enough? We live in that mental loop of what if, as if our mind needs to predict the future in order to feel safe. But what we actually create is the exact opposite: anxiety, pressure, paralysis, a constant fear of something that hasn't even happened. It's like trying to fight a shadow. And in the middle of that fight, we forget about the now. We forget that the present moment is all that truly exists. We live for a future that hasn't arrived, and in doing so, we suffer twice. Once through anticipation, and maybe again if it actually happens. But what if there were a way to look at that fear of the future with clarity, to understand the root of that suffering, and more importantly, to act with calm and purpose in the present? Today, we're going to explore how Stoic philosophy can free you from the mental prison we call anxiety, and how you can return to the only place where real power exists, right now.
Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who led an entire empire through wars, plagues, and betrayals, wrote in his personal journal, which later became the Stoic classic Meditations, the following words: "Do not let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same reason you use now for the present." Sit with that for a moment. Marcus Aurelius faced real threats, not imagined ones. Internal rebellions, bloody battles, even plagues within Rome itself. And still, he recognized that worrying about the future was useless. He understood that when tomorrow came, he would be there, present, with the same reason and courage he already possessed today. That quote reminds us of one of the core principles of Stoicism: living in the present. The Stoics teach us that the only time that truly belongs to us is now. The past is gone, the future hasn't arrived, and being stuck in either one makes us emotionally weak, distracted, and overwhelmed. Worrying about the future is like carrying a backpack full of stones that may not even be on your path. You feel the weight, but it serves no purpose. Instead of teaching us to expect the worst, Stoicism teaches us to live with fullness, lucidity, and courage in the present moment, trusting that when the future arrives, we'll be ready to face it, one step at a time.
Let's bring this down to something real. Imagine you have a very important job interview. It's a week away. You know it's a big opportunity, maybe even your dream job. But what do? You spend the entire week anxious, overthinking, rehearsing answers over and over in your mind. You wake up tense, sleep poorly, your stomach is in knots, and the more you think about it, the more certain you feel that something will go wrong. But now pause and ask yourself, did that anxiety actually change anything? Did it prepare you better? Or did it mentally drain you? The truth is, when we live in anticipation of catastrophe, we enter a constant state of alert, the infamous fight or flight mode. And in that state, our brain doesn't think clearly, doesn't communicate effectively, and can't act with balance. Stoicism teaches us to separate what is in our control, like preparation, attitude, and presence, from what is not, like the interviewer's opinion, the weather that day, or how many candidates apply. When you recognize what belongs to you and what doesn't, you stop fighting shadows. You begin to use your energy wisely, in the present, with strategy and calm. Anxiety is the symptom of trying to control the uncontrollable, but relief begins the moment we accept that and focus on what we do have in our hands. So how do you apply this in real life? Let me offer you a Stoic exercise. Simple, but incredibly powerful. Set aside 5 minutes, just 5. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, bring your attention to this moment. Feel the air moving in and out of your body.
Notice the contact of your feet with the floor. Listen to the sounds around you. Don't judge them, just observe. And then calmly repeat to yourself, "This is under my control. The future is not." Let that phrase settle into you like an anchor. Your thoughts will try to pull you back into what-ifs, and that's okay. When they do, just bring your attention back to your breath and repeat, "This is under my control. The future is not." This practice won't erase anxiety overnight, it's not magic, but it will train you to come back, to notice when your mind drifts to the future and gently bring it home to the present, where real power lives. Do this for 5 minutes each day, in the morning, before bed, or during a stressful moment. Over time, you'll cultivate a calm, focused presence, the greatest antidote to anxiety.
Seneca, another great Stoic master, once wrote to his friend Lucilius, "The greatest part of human suffering is anticipation." He knew this from experience. As an advisor to Emperor Nero, a cruel and unpredictable man, Seneca lived under constant threat of death. And yes, that death eventually came. But even before it did, Seneca understood. The pain we create in our minds is often far greater than the pain of reality. The human mind is a master storyteller, but too often it tells horror stories that never come true. Seneca wasn't telling us to be naive. He didn't ignore that the future could be harsh. But he reminded us, suffer when it is necessary, not before. That wisdom has survived for centuries because it's deeply, universally true.
So now I ask you, are you going to keep living dominated by fears of things that may never happen? Are you going to continue wasting energy on imaginary scenarios? Or will you stop? Breathe. Look at the now and ask yourself, what is in my control right now? That question, simple yet powerful, can become your compass. It can pull you out of anxiety and back into action. It reminds you that yes, the future may be uncertain, but the present is yours. And here, in this moment, you can change your posture. Here, you can choose clarity instead of panic, courage instead of avoidance, presence instead of projection. Now, I leave you with a challenge. For the next 2 days, every time anxiety rises, pause and repeat, "This is under my control. The future is not." And bring your attention back to what's right in front of you. If this video helped you breathe more calmly, think more clearly, or find an inner anchor, like it, share it with someone who lives in anxiety, and comment below. How do you plan to live more in the present starting now? Subscribe to the channel for more timeless practices, wisdom that has withstood the test of time and still lights our way today.